Good morning, everyone. Welcome, everyone. We are starting on this 36 session journey, and today is where we set our foundation. Let's hope it's what we are going to say over here. It's not about just working harder, it's about that strategic architecture. Uh, we are talking about moving from a reactive chaos, what the world demands today, or what the world sets us for today, to rather a state of self mastery. Today, we, the strategic architects, me, Dr. Sandhya, with me, I have CA Minakshi Gujarati, CA Bharat Gupta, and Mrs. Ritu Sharma. So, today, we are going to make a promise to you. You have been told that you have to choose between massive success and your own well being. You cannot have both. But we are here to tell you that that's a myth. And that is something that we cannot afford in today's times. We are going to open, or we are going to bridge, we are going to help you bridge that gap between your executive intellect, that is something where you control your internal landscape, and to your reactive mind, to which is what tends to keep you up throughout the night. Minakshi.
So before I start with the opening story, I'll bow down to the feet of Paramatma, of the great Almighty, because this is an opportunity for the very first time that I've been given by the strategic architect platform, Dr. Sandhya, and our team. So I start with a story. A great warrior stands on the battlefield. He has trained his entire life for this moment. Yet, when the battle begins, something unexpected happens. His hands begin to tremble, his throat dries, his bow slips from the grip, his mind becomes clouded, heavy, and distant. The war outside is loud, but the war within is louder. Can we guess what are we referring to? We are referring to the battle of Mahabharat. He looks, he looks across the battlefield, and what he sees shakes him to his core. Not strangers, not enemies, but his own teachers, his own family, his own blood. And suddenly, victory feels like defeat, duty feels like sin, strength feels like cruelty. The battle hasn't started yet, but he accepted the defeat. Can we guess who is the great warrior? Arjun. This warrior is Arjun, and the battlefield is none other than Kurukshetra. But the real battlefield is inside him because this is not his story, it's ours. So we are referring to one of our scriptures. Second slide. The real conflict, the inner conflict, weakens us more than any external enemy. So, referring to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, I start with a few shlokas to give a clear mindset. This shloka has been taken from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1. It's 1.28. I mean, it's the shlok number 28. It reads, Drishtavemam swajanam Krishna, yujutsum samupasthitam, Sidanti mam gatrani, mukham cha parisushyati. Where after seeing the whole battlefield, the Arjuna, the greatest warrior, breaks down before battle, before even it starts. We all know that this dilemma happened in the mind of Arjuna. Seeing his own relative standing there, eager to fight, his limbs began to fail. His mouth dries up, so he says, Seeing my own relatives standing here, eager to fight, my limbs fail, my mouth dries up. And he's saying this line to Lord Krishna. So, this shloka is very deep, and the lesson it gives is that the inner conflict weakens us more than the external enemies. They haven't even started the war, they haven't used any of their weapons, but the inner conflict has begun. So, every one of us faces the same battlefield. It is duty versus emotion, courage versus fear, clarity versus confusion, attachment versus truth, and comfort versus growth. We may not hold a bow like Arjun, but we stand daily at the edge of our Kurukshetra, our very own Kurukshetra, which we face it in on an individual basis. In decisions we avoid, in truths we resist, in fears we refuse to face. And like him, we too freeze, we overthink, we justify, we escape. We tell ourselves, this is too much. We say, I'm not ready. Why always me? We whisper, maybe I should walk away. I should quit. This is not my cup of tea or coffee. And in that moment, we are not weak. We are humans and we must accept that. The Bhagavad Gita does not begin with enlightenment, it begins with collapse. Arjuna does not start as a hero, although we have heard, we have read, we have seen that Arjuna was the greatest warrior, and he he was the best disciple of Guru Dronacharya. But when this Mahabharata started, he does not start as a hero. He starts as someone overwhelmed, someone questioning everything he once believed. Because transformation never begins with certainty, it begins with disruption. It begins when the old identity cracks, when borrowed beliefs fall apart, when the mind, once confident, admits, I don't know what to do now. That breakdown is not the end, it is the doorway. Because only when the noise inside becomes unbearable do we finally become willingly to listen. And it is in that silence after surrender that wisdom begins to speak, not from outside, but from within. The battlefield does not disappear, the challenges do not vanish, but something shifts, and the same Arjun who trembled will rise again in the following chapters. Not because the world has changed, but because he did. And that is the quiet promise hidden in this moment. Your confusion is not your weakness, your doubt is not your failure, it's the beginning of your awakening because transformation always begins when we stop running and finally face our inner chaos. So, this is how Bhagavad Gita starts. And next, I'll recite Shloka 2, which is the continuation of Shloka 1.2 to 1.29. वेपतुश्च शरीरे मे रोमहर्षश्च जायते गांडिवं संत्रस्ते हस्ता तप्त चैव परिधत्ते. Now, he says that in the first slok we saw that seeing everything, some conflict had begun inside his body, inside his mind first. And the same thing that started in his mind followed his body. His body trembles. As when we feel nervousness, we find that we have goosebumps. Our hand stands on the end. So similar thing was happening when we are signing the audit report. The fingers tremble, the pen flitters when we were writing the exams. That happened. Similar happened with Arjun when he says, my bone slips from my hand and my skin burns. Nothing is disturbing him from outside. All this is happening inside him. Emotional overwhelm shows up in the body first. It started with the mind in Shloka 1. In Shloka 2, it is being visible in the body. And the Gita openly acknowledges anxiety and panic. If somebody is getting nervous, anxious, fearful, less lack of courage, depressive, it's not only he who feels that. It can be anyone. It can be anyone and everyone. So, in order to understand our internal landscape, we need to understand ourselves first, our condition, our state of mind. Over to Dr. Sandhya.
Okay.
Yes.
Meenakshi just told us as to how in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna guided Arjun. Amazing. I mean, what was taught ages ago, how useful it's even today. Now, what we are going to show today is we are going to show you, there are, of course, many examples, but we will talk about a particular example. Let's take the Southwest Flight 1380. Now, before I come to the flight, what we are going to do over here is we are going to help you build that fortress of will. Because when we are talking about internal landscape, our will is from within. And this is what we need to work on to be a master in every situation. So myself, Meenakshi, Bharat, and Ritu are going to help you with upgrading your internal software, with identifying all those internal frictions, all those internal blocks which are stopping you from moving ahead. I'm going to share a video right now. I want each one of you to have a look at the video that I'm going to just play before I talk about anything else. Now, this is a video not created by me. This is a video of, it's a combination of multiple videos where you can see people actually within that Southwest Flight 1380. The pilot of that flight is a lady. And I'll not describe it first. I want you all to just have a look at the video.
Southwest Airlines Flight 1380 is boarding for a trip to Dallas, Texas. As Flight 1380 climbs to cruising altitude, controllers at LaGuardia hand the flight over to New York area controllers.
Southwest 1380, contact New York Center, 133.47.
Copy that, 1380.
20 minutes after takeoff.
Thank you.
What the? Oh.
We had a very large bang. We had multiple warnings going off in the cockpit and a very severe vibration throughout the entire plane.
First Officer Elliser struggles to control the aircraft as it banks steeply to the left.
I immediately grabbed the yoke to stop the roll.
You still got it!
I was not able to see any of the engine instruments because the vibration was so severe. It was just a blur of colors. And so I can't see anything.
Still got it.
Luckily, it was a clear day, a very clear horizon, and I was able to roll out of the bank and recover the airplane.
6,000 feet over Pennsylvania, Southwest Flight 1380 has lost its left engine and suffered a rapid decompression.
Is everyone else still in their seats strapped down?
Everybody is still in their seats. We've tried to help get her in. I don't know what her situation is.
The window is completely out.
Now here, I'll stop a little. This is where because of the internal pressure, what has happened is one of the windows of the plane has cracked and one passenger is almost thrown outside. So that is what this lady is referring to, that they're trying their best to get her back in.
got her!
Did you have the medical meet us there on the runway?
Please listen to the tone and the words used by the pilot. These are the actual words used by the pilot.
Got injured passengers.
Injured passengers, okay. And is your airplane physically on fire?
No, it's not on fire, but part of it's missing. They said there was a hole and someone went out.
I'm sorry, you said there was a hole and somebody went out?
At an altitude of just 1,000 feet and 3 miles from Philadelphia International Airport, the pilots prepare for an emergency landing.
Southwest 1380, runway 27 left, cleared to land.
27 left, cleared to land, Southwest 1380.
It's seconds before touchdown. Flight 1380 is flying towards the runway at breakneck speed.
Speed break?
They're making a high-speed approach with a reverse thrust from only one engine to slow them down. They might not have enough runway to stop safely.
50 feet. 30 feet. Speed brakes up.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lord. Just gonna pull her around here to the fire trucks.
What was amazing was, can you imagine? One of the passengers has got almost thrown out. And when the pilot is talking, in this particular flight, what had happened was there was a fan blade which had shattered at 30,000 feet, because of which one of the pieces goes and hits the window, because of which there's a total decompression. The noise is deafening. At that height, there is air that is coming in. There is decompression. The plane is vibrating. It is vibrating so hard that the pilots and the co-pilot is not able to read the instruments. So this is what we are referring to as the external noise. There is then there is the air hostess who's telling that there is one lady who has just got pulled out and we are trying. She's panicking. She's panicking that we are trying our best to get her back in. And with all this, just see how the Captain Tammy Jo, how she shuts off. She had every reason to panic, but how she shuts off that external sound. She ignores that noise. She ignores the alarms. She ignores the internal terror and the external terror. She ignores the smoke, and she focuses only on that one thing, the throttles. And not only that, here in the moment of crisis, each staff, whether it is the pilot and the co-pilot, whether it is the air hostesses, there were 5 staff members. Each of them, they have total trust in each other. They're not giving each of them unnecessary instructions. They're letting that person do his or her own thing. So here, the pilot is focusing only on one thing. What? The throttles. She understands that if she loses the control within her own mind, she would eventually lose the other control. So even when she's talking to the air traffic controller, how calmly, the tone that she uses, it's not just the statements, the tone that she uses, that I hear that somebody just got pulled out, to which the air traffic controller, a trained air traffic controller, is stunned momentarily. What? You said somebody just got pulled out. Oh, okay, we'll manage. He manages, he controls his feelings back. But throughout, even till the end, how throughout the journey, her voice is calm. And it is precisely that kind of tone that is important. Whenever we are facing crisis, there are many others who would be panicking. But a leader, if the leader uses not just the actions, but also a calm voice, it will automatically help many others calm down. So the way Captain Tammy Jo shuts off the external sound, and she controls her internal fear, internal confusion, she manages to save not just 144 lives, 149 lives. And yes, she also managed the plane. As a result, what happens? As a result, the I mean, as I said, everybody was safe. The plane was safe. Now here we are talking about the internal upgrade, the invisible upgrade. What happens is, most of us, I would not just say most of us, all of us, we are always so obsessed with the external tools, with the external world, how to make ourselves so perfect. I mean, right now, all of us, myself, Minakshi, Bharat, Ritu, we were all focusing on, oh, okay, how to get those slides, how to get our story right. But each of us, believe me, I mean, while we are giving this presentation, we have, because each of us have had schedules, and somehow the past few days there have been so many challenges, it was difficult for us to come together. But we decided that let us first apply the internal software upgrade to us, and we just decided to calm down. I remember, just before the presentation, Bharat said something that do not focus on the content right now. Just focus on the delivery, because that is what people are going to see. And Bharat, trust me, I really needed that at this point in time. So it is, while we are giving you all the lessons, trust me, even we are going through that reality where we understand that each one of us is having that internal software, which is often so outdated. That's why we end up running behind that reactive chaos. Understand that if your internal operating system, your mindset is lagging, no $3,000 laptop, no $1 lakh $1 lakh rupees upgrade, it's not going to help you. What you need to fix is your ability to make decisions. And you can fix your ability to make decisions only if you have your priorities right. And that you cannot wait to prioritize when you're facing a crisis. You have to, with a calm mindset, you have to introspect, and you have to set your priorities even before you're facing that crisis. You have to have your plan A, B, C. You have to anticipate. I go by the philosophy, prepare for the worst, expect the best, and take what comes, because we can never be completely prepared for everything. Over to you, Minakshi.
1.30, which reads, न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव. Here we know Keshav is the name of Lord Krishna. Viparit is the opposite that we see, and Mana is the mind. So what Arjuna says in this shloka is, I cannot stand steady. My mind is reeling. We see reels on Instagram. Similar reels are being shown by the mind, one after the other, one after the other. I see only misfortune ahead. What does this show? Only misfortune is the negativity that we see when we are not prepared or in the state of nervousness or depressed or stuck or maybe in any catch-22 situation. I see only misfortune ahead. Oh Krishna. I mean, he is in a surrender mode now, where the lesson is when the mind loses clarity, the future also begins to look dark. Although nothing has happened, the battle hasn't started yet, but the mind has lost clarity and the future looks dubious. It looks ambiguous. It looks distant and neither victory nor lose. I mean, he has forgotten everything. Can be one situation when a CA student is sitting paper one and the exams have begun, and as soon as he sees the question paper 16 pages, what happens to his mindset? He goes all blank. It takes 10 minutes, a sip of water to bring him back on the sheet, start writing the paper. And after 45 minutes, even he is going on. But at first, we have to tame our mind. We have to understand what has gone wrong. We have trained it with every skill, everything. But why it is seeing the misfortune? It is not in his hand. So that will be referring in uh, other shlokas. Now we have shloka 4, which shloka 4 reads 1.31. Nacha shreyo nipshyami hatva swajana mahave na kangdite vijayam krishna na cha rajyam sukhani cha. So this is the conversation happening between Arjuna and Lord Krishna, where he is addressing about Swajan. Swajan is our people. Krishna, we know that Krishna is whom he is talking to. Rajya, we know, is the kingdom. Sukhani is the pleasure. Sukh we know. Vijayam is victory. So it's not difficult to read Sanskrit. We can always break them and relate it with what we use in our daily language in Hindi. And connecting this and that, we can get the meaning and the lesson of it. So, which uh, says, and it means, I see no good in killing my own people in this battle. The battle has not started yet. He sees no good in killing his own people. I desire neither victory nor kingdom nor pleasures. He just gives up. Why to fight this battle when I do not desire victory, kingdom, or pleasure? These three things are the achievements in anything that we do. If we are writing an examination, we want pass result. If we are uh, attending a meeting, what we want is that we are able to negotiate better. If we are facing an interview, what we want is the ultimate job, salary package, and the perquisites that are attached therewith. So the lesson here, sometimes values collide and decision become making becomes painful, difficult. We keep standing on the fence, neither be here. If he decided right before the battle, he shouldn't have arrived at the battlefield. But after arriving at the battlefield, he realizes, I cannot fight. Why I cannot fight? I do not want anything. When you do not want anything, I mean, even if you're very skilled, you will not be able to perform. So you have to fight this inner battle first. You have to prepare your mind first that why you are doing something. What is the objective behind? What is in it for me? WIFM. This is one question we need to ask ourselves before we take any decision. And once that is answered, then your mind is going to cooperate. Otherwise, everything is inside. Even your hands are not going to write, or I mean, the Arjun couldn't use his bow and arrow, although he was skilled, but he couldn't concentrate to use that. Why? Because his mind is preoccupied and it gives up by saying that I do not desire any victory, any kingdom, any pleasure, anything. He is seeing only the negativity in Shloka 3, and here he just surrenders. I do not want anything. Shloka 5 is not the continuation of Shloka 4 because it's taken from the verse 1.47, which is towards the end of chapter 1, where sits, he gets down off the chariot and sits behind the backward wheel, and he is in the position to just give up and leave the battlefield, where it reads, Eva mukta varjuna sangakye rathopasthata upavishita visharje sasharam chapam shok samvigra manasam. I read it again. Eva mukta varjuna Eva mukta varjuna shanakye rathopasthata upavishat vishrijaya sasharam chapam shok samvigra manasa. When we just break the words, what we find, shok we find here. Shok is nothing but depression. Rath, we know, we have Rath Yatra as a festival which we celebrate uh, in the month of July. Rath is the chariot. Varjuna is you can say it's the word which includes the name itself, Arjun here. And when we break these words, we find the meaning which reads, having spoken thus on the battlefield. This is the narration by Sanjay, is one of the characters of Bhagavad Gita who is narrating the whole story before Dhritarashtra, the blind king of Hastinapur. So when he is narrating the whole story before Dhritarashtra, he says, having spoken thus on the battlefield, Arjuna sat down in his chariot. He gets down, rather, not sat down, he gets down his chariot, casting aside his bow and arrows, his mind overwhelmed with sorrow. He bows down his feet and he is in a thoughtful mood. I mean, if you buy the book Bhagavad Gita, what you will find is Lord Krishna is guiding, he's standing and he is using his hand as a teacher to guide this Arjuna. And Arjuna bows down on the land of Kurukshetra and he is in a sorrow mood here. So, the lesson by this shloka is the strongest warrior can also collapse when the mind loses direction. But this collapse is important. So, if I say from shloka 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I referred, in the first shloka, his mouth dries. His mouth dries and he feels that he is not able to hold the bow. In the second sloka, what we see, the mind sees the darkness. In the third, we see that he sees the negativity. In the fourth, he just gives up, I don't want anything. Why fight? Shloka 5 says that he not only the mind is thinking, now his body is also reacting in that way. He has lost his body language of a warrior. He is behaving as if he is a layman. He is behaving as if he doesn't know anything. He is not good at anything. So, the lesson here is the strongest warrior can also collapse when the mind loses direction. But this collapse is important. Why? Because this moment of breakdown becomes the beginning of wisdom. This is the time when Arjun surrenders before Lord Krishna by saying, I am not, he did not say, I am not able to do this. In none of the shlokas, even which I referred out, even when you read the scripture, you'll find that he did ever not ever say that I am not able to do this. He accepted that his mind is not cooperating and it has lost direction. Over to Dr. Sandhya.
Beautiful explanation, Meenakshi. Beautiful. I mean, all the systematic explanation of what a person goes through, right from internal to the external, as to how it is perceived by others. Because in the 1.47, that is the fifth shloka, how Sanjay sees what Arjuna is going through. And so he is a third person. And then how he is describing it to Dhritarashtra. So very often when we are going through certain things, we are so much focused internally, we do not understand the perception that it has on others. I mean, the strongest warrior, Arjuna, knows that he is the strength of his side, of the Pandav Sena. His Pandav Sena is already small. And if he breaks down, what is going to happen to the Sena? And yet, at that moment, in spite of being so strong, as you rightly said, he not once does he say that I am not able to, but he just lets go of his own bow, which is, I mean, he's so close to his bow and he himself keeps it down. So that is what I am referring to in this next slide. we are talking about the energy circuit. Now, as you can see over here, you can see on the left, you can see, no, this is like a battery. This is like a battery which is going to help you charge. But that battery, somewhere, it's losing its energy. So there is a leak somewhere. And when can that leak happen? That leak, in most of the leaders or in most of us, what happens is very often we get disturbed or we are not able to perform, not because we lack the energy, but because we fail because we do not understand where is our energy getting leaked out. So it's important to understand what are the things that are drawing our energy. Is it, I have stated over here 3 things. One is rumination, one is reactivity, and one is role confusion. Now, what is rumination? Rumination is very often we are dwelling in the past. If you look at that plane that I showed, the flight 1380, Captain Temi Jo, she had actually gone through a lot of stress in her career. She had tried to get into the Navy. She had tried her hand, and she was, at that point in time, ladies were not allowed in armed forces. Even after all that rejection, she became a pilot in Southwest Airlines. So if she would have, at that point in time when they were in crisis, if she would have thought of her past, oh, after so much struggle, now I'm facing this, okay? Or if she would have been reactive to, okay, why did the engine have to break? Why did the engineer not have a look at my plane? Why were they so careless? So all this would have only increased her confusion. At that point in time, if you look at her, the way she was talking, there was no confusion in the role that she was performing. Now, each of us as individuals, we are performing multiple roles in our life. There, she was a pilot, but she must have been somebody's wife. She must have been somebody's girlfriend. She must have been somebody's mother. She must have been somebody's friend. She must have been somebody's mentor. At that point in time, she doesn't think of anything of that. She also knows that one of the passenger has got pulled up. But she doesn't think that, oh, what would have happened to that lady? Or what would happen to the people who are trying to pull her in? Because that pressure, when the plane lands, they actually realize they couldn't save that lady in spite of taking so much efforts. And the people who are trying to hold her back, one of the persons had a lot of blood on him. So she didn't let all these thoughts come. So she did not, if we see, there was no confusion in her mind as to where to focus. She knew that the one thing that she has is right now the throttle. She has to focus on the throttle. So what I'm trying to say over here is each of us has to understand that the resultant output, the energy output, it is the result of the input that one puts in and the friction that is happening, which is taking away our energy. So if we understand what is it, what is the inner resistance, because that is what is reflected in the friction. If we understand that friction could be dwelling in our past, that friction could be reactivity that we are blaming to somebody else. That friction could be because we are not clear about our priorities. We are not clear about our role. Any of these could happen, and which is what could negatively impact our energy. So if we have the clarity, then we can focus on then we can improve our output. Now, that is what I'm talking about in the next slide. Over here, yes, we are making a promise. We are making a promise that aiming for an outcome that is independent of performance. Now, isn't that what the most popular verse from Bhagavad Gita says? Karmaneva adhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhurma te sangot swat karmani. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at pronunciation. But yes, I would definitely, if we do not focus on the output, we focus on what we have, that is nishkam karma, then we would be able to master our ability to act decisively without being overburdened, without being emotionally hijacked by, oh, what is going to happen? Oh, is the presentation going to be fine? Is the product launch going to be fine? Am I going to get good results? Am I going to clear it? Is my let's look at somebody who's trying to propose to somebody. Is she going to accept it? Come on, go ahead, speak. आगे जो होगा देखा जाएगा. So the dual goal, achieving a state where you are high performing and you're peaceful simultaneously. If you look at Captain Tammy Jo, she was totally focused, because of that high performance, she was able to save each and every person, and at the same time she was peaceful within. That's why she could talk peacefully to each and every person. Even in the end, she's very clear that, okay, now let me take the plane to where the fire engine is. So she was so very collected in her thoughts. As a result, what happens? She has moved from a state of constant emergency to a deliberate strategic mind. That is what we are referring to, instead of being in a state of reactive chaos. If proactively we work on internal clarity, that is what will really help us. And that is what we as strategic architects are referring to. Now, here, I hand it over to Bharat and Ritu, because they have something very interesting to perform. Stage is all yours. I'm going to stop sharing for some time.
Yeah, taking off from where, Sandhya and Meenakshi have said, see, one thing is for sure in this life, challenges are inevitable in life. Can you change the outside world? It's impossible. So what is the only way out is to get organized from within. That's the only thing left from our end. So exactly, sensitizing these concepts, whatever Sandhya and Meenakshi has said, we are doing a role play. It's a role play about a boss and a junior. As you all can visualize, the boss is very demanding and the junior is very gracious. Let's see how it unfolds. Hi, good morning, Ritu. Hope you had a nice weekend, and I'm sure you're refreshed. Unmute.
Unmute, Ritu, unmute. Ritu, unmute.
I'm so sorry. Oh, hi, sir. Oh, yes, the weekend was too refreshing.
Perfect, Ritu. The rest, what you had matters a lot, because we have lots in store for today.
Oh, no, boss. It's just Monday morning and I have just started off with the work.
Chill, Ritu. I'm sure, I know your prowess about handling things. See, I have a client report to be done by 12 p.m. Also, prepare the slides for 3 p.m. meeting, which was there, and follow up about the vendors, about the payments. Since if we delay, the budget will be getting out of hand.
Okay, I will start with the report first.
Yeah. So typically, a calm Monday morning will be like this. However, there is a quote: everything in life, nothing goes as planned, or nothing goes as coherent. So you can expect turbulence any time in your life. Let's see how it unfolds. Hey, Ritu, also small thing, check emails which are marked urgent. Something, just check the HR data also. And can you send by the end of the day?
Yeah, okay. I will try to manage all of this, sir. All right. Now, this was step 2. We started off with a usual Monday morning where we have already planned what to work, how to work, what is going to be done first. Then came the second stage where the boss told that, okay, fine, this is also to be added. And the junior is a little not very comfortable with it. Now comes the third stage. And that is what happens with all of us all the time. Now, this third stage is the chaos stage. See, you are the Arjun. You are ready with your bow and arrow. You are extremely skilled. You are the best in the whole universe. But when you are in the battlefield, when there are so many things on your table, this file has arrived, this email has arrived, boss's instruction has arrived, what happens? You start trembling just like Arjuna. And then begins the chaos. So, this third stage that I and Bharat are representing here, you are just going to hear it out. This is the chaos. You were in the office in or right in the beginning, you were so fresh. It started off, oh, yes, weekend was so refreshing. But between 9:30 a.m. and 9:40 a.m., it is not that you are here in the office to work. The whole world has woken up. They know that 9:30 the office has started. They have started delivering their messages. Do this, I need this, I need a meeting, I need to talk to this person. You had not expected this. You are not the only one who had enjoyed the weekend. Everybody is fresh. Everybody is now at work. So between 9:30 and 9:40, the third stage of chaos starts. So, Bharat sir, can we start with the third stage now?
Yeah. Hey, Ritu, wait. A new update. That client report, can you make it more detailed? And also like add like last year's comparatives as well, so that we will be able to like compare between last year and this year. And also like the 3 p.m. meeting, that may be shifted to like 1 p.m. So maybe like get it ready earlier. And also like the vendor is calling, take it immediately. We have a surprise audit as well coming up. So ensure that all the documents are ready.
Sir, I'm not sure what to prioritize. What do I start with first?
Oh, come on, Ritu. Everything is, very important. We cannot afford delays. Just handle it.
Ugh, sir, I'm trying, but I feel like there are things that are missing out.
Yeah, this is exactly the chaos situation. See, many a times, what is our like basic skill set and the basic thinking, etc., the situation overrides it, resulting in panic. And thereby, due to this result of panic, it affects their work performance as well as like it has a cascading effect even in terms of their family life as well. However, to overcome this situation and take control of our lives and make our lives beautiful, let's see, how exactly like in this role play it unfolds. Yeah. What?
Okay, sir, can I clarify something?
Yeah. Why not? Sure.
Well, we can quickly prioritize. What must be done immediately? What is to be delegated or maybe delayed? Because otherwise, I might not be able to deliver anything properly. So, sir, could you help?
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Let's structure this. Uh, let's have that client report as a top priority. The meeting slides can wait after like client's report. The vendor's call. Yeah, I'll handle myself since like you are already having like your hands full. And the HR data maybe like by EOD end of the day.
My God, that helps a lot. I will first focus on the report now.
Yeah, good. Remember, see when things get chaotic, organize.
Hmm.
Don't panic.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah,
take the
that's
don't let the situation control you. Instead of you take control of the situation.
so. That is the end of the role play that we are presenting here. It was divided into 4 stages. The first one was that when you go in the battlefield, all prepared, all set with a clear focus, knowing where I am, what I have to do. But there are environmental factors that chip in and they, kind of steal the show. And the moment we lose our temper, the moment, like Bharat sir just said, that when the situation controls you, you have lost it. So you have to, that is what the team, all of us are working here today to structure our own landscape, to organize ourselves in a way that the environment does not take hold of you. You take hold of the situation. The day does not, write the script. You write the script for the day. So we are summarizing it in a way that these 4 stages, we have divided it like that so that you can really feel connected with it. You can collect your own data and resources and understand, what am I? How will I generally react to things? And when you work on it, when you realize that it is a battlefield and you have to be the winner, then you have to not just collect your bows and arrows, you also have to collect this, keep focused, find out where the target is and shoot at the right time and win it. Everyone is Arjun. We only need to tell ourselves, you have to remind yourself that you are the Arjun. And when you seek wisdom from the universe, it definitely, makes arrangements for that. That's all from my and Bharat's side.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Record. Yes. Wow, wonderful. I really love the activity, and yes, that is what we need to do. We need to collect our thoughts, and there are times when, however expert we are, we need that somebody, that helping hand to help us calm down, to help us reprioritize. So it's important that we have that mentor. If we are lucky enough, we can get that mentor. So coming now to the software manual. Here, there is a very interesting shloka from Bhagavad Gita. I'll try to read it. Bandhurat matmanastasya yenatmaiva maivatma jitah anantamanastu shatrutve varte tatmaiva shatruvata. Now, what does this talk about? For one who has conquered the mind can be the best friend or the worst enemy. I mean, every time, this is the best part. And this is the one lesson that I always say that I carry back from Bhagavad Gita. Mind can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Now, let's try to connect it with a software manual. Each one of us must have gone through, when we get some new gadget, when we get some new gift, it's exciting. We want to use it. And then we are looking for that manual so that we don't break it. However complex, however powerful machine, with that manual, we know we can handle it. But when we talk about all these gadgets, but what about our mind? That is the most complex gadget that we have. That mind, if that crashes, every other gadget would be waste. It is that mind which helps us to map out all the bugs, all the crashes, and all the logic that our inner world is working on. That external failure would happen if our internal hard disk fails. I mean, what's the use of any ERP application, any fancy application that I may have on my laptop, I may have on my mobile, if the hard disk within crashes? Isn't that exactly what Sri Krishna also guided to Arjun? I mean, Meenakshi, so beautifully, she explained that it was not the external chaos that was disturbing Arjun. He was very much, he was the best warrior. He could fight an entire army, but he could not fight that internal chaos. Oh, how will I fight my dearest Pitamaha Bhishma? How will I fight my guru? How can I do that? I mean, I have learned so much from them. They are so dear to me. And do I fight them? Do I fight my own people? It's better I die. It's better I beg. It's better I give up instead of fighting these people because they are so dear to me. So it's important that we try to focus on our mind, on upgrading our mind. And the best part that just strikes me over here, we talk so much about the mind, right? But in the human body, where is the mind? If we look at human anatomy, now, where is the mind? Some people say it is here. If it is here, then when you are disturbed, why does your heart go dhak dhak? Why does your stomach go good good? So where is the mind? That means that mind is an abstract thing. It is our internal energy which is reflecting, which is kind of connecting with that external universe. So what if our mind is calm, the external universe that is outside has to be calm. If my mind is disturbed, I'll find everything disturbing. So if I am my mind's best friend, so obviously my mind will show the best world to me, best universe to me. But if my mind is my worst enemy because I and my mind, we are fighting, then what is going to happen? That internal chaos is going to lead to that external chaos. There's going to be a friction. And that is what is going to defeat me. So that is what we are talking about in the next slide. The internal software update. What are the 3 upgrades that we need to do to master our, or to fix our, to fix our internal landscape? First of all, we need to focus, the first upgrade, the very first upgrade, we need to focus on that cognitive equilibrium. Now, what is cognitive equilibrium? Your level of understanding. Bhagavad Gita says that that is Sthita Pragya. What is Sthita Pragya? Whatever happens in life, whether you're successful, whether you fail, if you understand that these are fleeting moments, nothing lasts. So whether you're successful, whether you're not successful, whether whatever happens around you, like we saw Captain Temijo, whatever was happening around, she did not let that that excite her or depress her in any way. Even when the plane lands calmly, so calmly she says, "Thank you, Lord." The same way when she was talking to that air traffic controller, she says, "I think one person has just gone out." So it was the same, her tone was same, whether in absolute crisis or whether in a state where now she knows that she and everybody else is at rest. That state is the Sthita Pragya. That is the her understanding. She's at equilibrium in any time. So first we need to work on that cognitive equilibrium, on developing that steady core so that we are unshaken at whatever happens in our life. Now let's come to the next. Once we control the internal chaos, okay, to some extent, still it would not completely help us react. Why? Because still there's a confusion in the various roles. Very often the roles that we take up in life, these roles are overlapping. Right now, I'm giving this presentation. Right now, I'm talking about internal landscape. And I am a presenter over here. Professionally, I have other roles, but personally, I'm also a mother. I'm also concerned with my son's studies. And I know while I'm giving this presentation, I'm internally, if I do not focus on this presentation, I would be worried that, oh, my son is right now not studying. And I cannot let that disturb me at this point in time. So you have to understand that while you're performing multiple roles, each role comes with its own dharma. Each role, you're supposed to do something. And at any point in time, if you have your priorities right, that what is the role that you're performing right now? Right now, I'm in this presentation. So my role over here as a presenter is high on the list. Everything else comes later. I cannot think of what will I get after this presentation, or whether others are going to like it or not, or whether there will be others watching it or not. My responsibility, what is my responsibility, is right now just going and presenting. Like Bharat said some time ago, do not focus on the content right now. Just go and present it. And that's what, I really need that, Bharat. Thank you. So that is what it's extremely important. And eventually, the last part is mental integration. There are so many things that will disturb you, that will distract you. But what is your priority? That is the most important. Here, I give a lot of credit to my guru, my best friend, and my husband. There are times when I am going through a lot of stress, and at such times, instead of trying to make it easy for me, he will, if I make a mistake, he will go ahead and he will give me his peace of mind. He says that it doesn't matter what you're going through, because if you want to be strong, and if I am supposed to be your guru, then I cannot make it easy for you. Because if I make it easy for you right now, you will always look forward to somebody making it easy for you. If you have to become strong, and if you have to give, if you have to help others, or if you have to make a difference in others' mind, so it's important that you prioritize where you prioritize your things. So when he is tough on me, at such times, I realize that I have to, like the way, if we talk about that activity where Bharat and Ritu were talking about, Ritu was collapsing, but Bharat did not say that, okay, fine, take a day off, right? Ritu has to do. Only thing is, he helped us slightly in reprioritizing. Got it? That is what my husband also does. I mean, you have what you have to do, you have to do. You have to find your way. So this, a person would be able to do only when the person goes through these 3 upgrades: cognitive equilibrium, understanding your functional role, and eventually integrating the mind. That is what the first upgrade will help you in mastering your emotions, cognitive equilibrium, because you're calm, whatever happens. The second upgrade will help you in eliminating the frictions in your life, in eliminating the burnout. And eventually, when your mind is integrated, then you will give your performance will be at your best. Now, before we come to this, if we look at this slide, at the end of all, whatever we have spoken, now is the time, irrespective of what we have spoken, okay? Yes, we have tried to put in our best, but we would love to hear if anybody disagrees. You're open to disagree and giving your justification. Is there, do you agree with the concept of inner battlefield? Do you agree with whatever we said or do you disagree? Please go ahead before I go to the next. Rupa, Debbie, Leanne, thank you first of all for joining.
We can discuss things. If there is something in the mind, we can talk about it.
Yes, please. I think Debbie was about to speak. Come on, Debbie.
I just wanted to add some. So, yeah, coming to the question that you asked, I just want to say that yes, definitely, the battlefield lies absolutely within us. It's the biggest challenge than any external challenge that sort of, is looking to eat you up. The second thing I wanted to add was when going back to your slide, the second, the functional, right? Can you just take me back to that slide, if you don't mind,
Yes,
for a minute? Yeah, so I was just going through each and every upgrade. So upgrade number 2 talks of functional role. So from what do I get? That is operating from ego and entitlement. You reach towards to what is my responsibility, and that comes from operating from duty and contribution. So now duty, the thing that came to the one aspect that came to my mind was, how do you know what is your duty? I mean, in life, it is here we are not only talking about mundane duties like I have to get up, I have to go to my job. I mean, perform my job well for the day. I'm a mother. I have to perform my duties as a mother. But here, if you look at deeply, your duty in life is also your purpose in life. But of course, you have to reach that level. You must have evolved as a person to understand what you're. And I feel this is, you can achieve this more than 100% when you've realized your purpose in life.
True. It is not something that is going to happen all of a sudden.
Yeah, because I'll tell you the difference. The duties that you're performing on a day-to-day basis, sometimes you get demotivated and demoralized. You don't feel motivated because every day I don't feel motivated to get up, go for my work, log into my workstation. But when you've realized your purpose in life, it's you don't need the motivation. You just run every day. You just want to get up and just want to go achieve.
That is
just want to do
it. That is the beauty.
That's the beauty.
Debbie.
Yeah.
I mean, if
and one,
yeah. Go ahead.
Then you don't need to I mean, it's like it just flows, and that's the beauty. It just flows. And I wish everyone experiences that. I mean, something I'm blessed enough to experience it this early in age, at this early stage. Of course, I had to go through a lot in life, but I had to reach where I am today. I had to evolve as a person. So no regrets of whatever happened back in my life. But yes. I wish today that, as we are going through the Bhagavad Gita, which is like our ultimate guide in life, that each one of you reaches that level, where motivation just comes, and you just flow towards what you have to do each and every single day, every minute and every single second. Trust me, it really is beautiful.
So
Thank you.
I say,
that's all from my.
Can I say,
yes,
Durandar Debbie, Durandar Devashri
yes.
is the caterpillar who has right now, who is almost successfully coming out of her cocoon and about to become that beautiful butterfly. Because that beautiful butterfly, that's why, you will never find a butterfly, you'll never find somebody motivating that caterpillar to come out of the cocoon. It is struggling on its own. And because it has gone through its struggle, that butterfly, that caterpillar becoming the butterfly, you will never find that butterfly standing in front of the mirror and saying, wow, I'm so pretty. Because it is beautiful.
Yes,
from
Dr. Sanya,
within.
You've explained it in the best way ever anybody could. And I would like to add here is that, yes, the butterfly, to look, feel, to become, to look and to feel like a butterfly, to glow like a butterfly, to feel happy and contented like a butterfly. Even the butterfly has to go through its own, the worst of struggles, I will say. So I am reminded of a saying over here: no gain without pain.
Yes.
You have to, the pain is inevitable. You have to go through the pain to reach the level of the stage of divine gain. I will use the word divine gain.
Correct.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak. And you expressed it beautifully. And thanks to you that I have a chance to put my thoughts, express myself, and share it with all of you on this forum. Couldn't have got any better than this. Thank you.
Yes. And now that when I spoke about the reflection, what is your inner battlefield? Because as Meenakshi beautifully said, that Bhagavad Gita begins with a conflict. So I would say that Bhagavad Gita begins exactly where we often stand. We often stand confused. As humans, we are confused. As Debbie said, as Devashri said, that there's a lot of chaos. We do not know what to do. So from this confusion begins our journey to self-master. Now, having said this, we are going to end because we are in this is going to be a series. As I said in the first slide, the first series that we are going to go through. Today was the first session in the first series where we are talking about mastering ourselves. There would be 8 more sessions in this. Then we would have the second series where once you have mastered your mind, now what is it that you need to act on? So how to get into that high performance action mode, where to put in your efforts. So it's still about self. Mind was your internal self. High performance action is where do I work on? How do I work on? Now, none of us is living in that silo. What I mean is, we're not living in a bubble. There are others who are affecting how we are going to work. So then we come to the third part of this series. That is where there is the triple mode. I would say it is similar to Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. One part of us wants to do things. One part of us is the good part, wants to do things. The second part, even however good, however bad, we want to achieve something. Now, to achieve something, if we are truly motivated, then we are passionate about it. So we would work on it. That is the second mode. The third part is, yes, I want it, but I do not want to work towards it. So understanding that, like in the activity that Ritu and Bharat had, they wanted to serve the client. They wanted to be at the best. They wanted to do their best. But then it is, Ritu is still coming back from her wonderful holiday. And Monday, so she wants to give her best, but she's still not able to get into that third mode. And eventually, the last one, where it is about strategic leadership, as to understanding what is it that I can focus on. So understanding the internal chaos and then going about. That is what is strategic leadership all about. So in these 36 sessions, we are going to help in understanding where your executive intellect is and how to work on that, rather than let your mind be reactive to the external chaos. That is all that we had to say from our end today. Hopefully, yes, you all have enjoyed it. For us also, it's been a lot of learning. Hope next time we have more audience, and hopefully we enjoy it. We continue to enjoy it. It's a process of growing for us also. Yes.
So Dr. Sandhya, will you be sharing the slides with us?
Yes, I would.
Okay. On the group itself, is it?
Yeah. You want me to? I will be sharing the video also. If the slides, I would be doing that also if required.
Yeah, because it will help, if we just keep running through the slides. So just to remind us as to what we should be doing and what we should not be doing.
Yes.
So when the mind gets distracted, you need to bring back the mind to what to the 2.
Yes. Yes, definitely. And we would love to hear from you all. Any inputs? What is it? Because it is a process, as I said, it is a process of growing for us also. So we would love to know where we need to work on, where we need to focus on in future. So please don't shy of giving your inputs, good or bad. We're all welcome for it. Right? Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Devashri. Thank you, Rupa. Thank you, Lian.
You can call me Devashri.
And
you can call me Devashri.
And my
I'll be happy.
Wish you a very good health, Debbie.
Chalo. All
Thank
the very
you,
best.
everyone.
Have
Thank
a good
you.
day, everyone. Happy
Have
Sunday.
a nice day.
Bye-bye.